This is Bar from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a layout, and I'm going to use some templates that I've created on my own, and I'm going to show you one of the templates that I have started to create. This is basically a chevron template. You just take two rectangles using either your Gypsy or any or your Shortcuts a Lot software, any software that you can manipulate to create the shapes. So you take two rectangles and you line it up and then weld it together. And that's how you create this. You need to use the deep blade, and then you cut it 4 times. And even that, sometimes because this is so thick, it doesn't cut all the way through, so you have to finish it off with your blade. You can also trace out a shape on here with a marker, and then go over it and cut out the shape. So either way you can do it. And I usually like to use these plastic because I have a lot of these dividers that came with my paper organizer system, which is from Crop Hopper, and that's why I'm trying to use them to create different templates. However, let me give you some more ideas of templates. Another idea that I got was using chicken wire. So I went ahead and bought some chicken wire at my local hardware store. And then I put some tape at the edges so that way it will give it a little more weight. Plus it allows me to kind of make sure that it's straight, it lays flatter than if I didn't have the tape. So that's one idea. Another idea is to use transparency. And I do have a tutorial on using transparencies and making templates out of transparency, and it's actually I made this argyle in that tutorial. So if you want to view it, I think I did it like 6 months ago. It's either May or June tutorial, and I show you how to create your own template. You can peel this off, put it on the paper, and then spritz it. So you can, that's another idea that you can use. And here's another one that I created using my Gypsy. Actually, this one was not using the Gypsy. I actually used Shortcuts a Lot. I downloaded an image, I converted it, and then used that image to cut out my shape. So, and I also have a tutorial on how you can download images from the internet and convert it in your Shortcuts a Lot and cut out stencils. So I made a bunch of stencils, and then other ideas for stencils is doilies. I bought a bunch of these doilies at Michael's. Actually, these were Michael, and they were like in the dollar bin, and plus some other ones that I found. So these will be great, make excellent template. I have not used it yet, but you can lay this on the paper and then spritz it. So this is another idea on how you can use your Glimmer Mist and use something other than a stencil to create a background image on your paper. And then this is just regular those checks templates that you buy. This is to do that needlework that they make coasters and stuff like that. So I got this, and you can also spritz it. And as you can see, I use ink to ink around it. There's circle ones. I use that. There's a one that has a smaller holes. You can use those. And then these are other ones that I created, again, using my Gypsy and Shortcuts a Lot in order to make these stencils. And those have a, and what I do is I have they have an adhesive in the back, double adhesive, so that way I lay it on my paper and then I can spritz it. What another good idea is using a paint rack like this. I bought this at the hardware store, and it was only like $1.50. So this is also very good for spritzing on your background. So I'm going to create a layout using this wire hanger. And then I'm going to be using this paper for my background. However, I'm going to be using the sketchbook by Amy Tangerine. And I'm using scraps. So I want to use a lot of my scraps. And I got too many tubfuls of just scrap piece of paper laying around. So this is what I'm going to use to create my layout. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to prep my surface and I'm going to start spritzing and kind of create some type of background before I lay my other paper on top. One of the things when I use my air gun, I always like to keep a bottle of water handy to rinse between the colors. And then I have this, just a regular like water bottle that I can empty the excess in here as I clean my air gun. So I'm going to start. Let me see if the nozzle of this one works. I'm going to start with some of this pink color. And see how you can see it doesn't squirt out. So I always have to use my air gun. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. You can even dilute it if you want. So I can put a little bit of water just to dilute it. And then I have a lot more control when I use my air gun. So I'm going to start spritzing, and first I'm going to be using my pink color, making sure that I rinse my sprayer before I mix any new colors. Now I'm using blue, and then I'm going back to the pink color. And even though you see those splotches kind of big from the ink, that's okay. I actually like the look of it, of those splotch on the pages. So now I'm using some aged mahogany distressing ink and also using some faded blue jeans. And this stamp that you see there is a honeycomb stamp, and actually no, that's a chicken wire stamp. And it's from Donna Salazar, and I got it on Amazon. You really don't see it in the stores, and I was able to get it on Amazon. So now, because I used some glimmer mist and some water, my page tends to curl up on the edges. So a good thing to do when your pages are curling up is you back it with another cardstock, and that will help make your page lay flat. So now I'm kind of figuring out where I'm going to put my pictures. I'm trying to stay within the scraps and try not to use anything other but the scrap pieces of papers that I have. And then this little tool that you see there is actually a tape runner, and it uses regular Scotch tape. And I found that at Hobby Lobby, and I really like it also. So I'm putting another strip, I'm sorry I'm off camera, but I'm putting another strip of that paper on either side of my layout. And I'm going to start placing down my pictures. And that's going to go on the right hand side, as you can see it there. Then it needed something, so that's why I took some of my doilies circles and I cut it in half, and I put half on the top, half on the bottom. Then I put those strips of scallop edge paper on either side, top and bottom of that block that you see there. So I'm just putting more elements. I'm using my stapler, and then I'm going to put a saying and another arrow. And then that was a leftover pearl swirly bling swirl, and I decided to use it on this layout. And one thing I like about those kind of swirls that you can cut them in pieces and then really place it on your layout however you want to place it. Okay, so this is my layout and I'm done. So I put a lot of my embellishments that I already have created from other projects onto my layout. A lot of the paper is scrap paper. And I use the technique of making my background with a stamp. This wire stamp from Donna Salazar. And also using my screen from, you can buy this at the hardwood store, and it's the painter screens that they use to clean their paintbrush. So I hope you like the layout. Thank you for watching. Bye.